Hi, Run Your Story family. This is Allison Gaillard with Run Your Story, where every story needs to be heard. And what a joy and honor and all the things to be able to sit down with one of my dearest friends, Megan Sandy, and to share her run story. We've ran together several times. We hang out together, and I honestly did not know her story. And so it was so cool to learn that. It was also very sweet to learn why Turkey Trot is so near and dear to her heart, and also why Harrison Factor is tattooed on her arm. I just love that, and just her heart for the running community. It's so genuine. And she is also the Port City Pacer president, and she does an amazing job of trying to make sure that the runners and the community have all that they need, and making sure that we have such great races. And so thank you, Megan, for not only sharing your run story, but also your heart for this community. You are an extraordinary human being, and I am so fortunate to call you my friend and soul sister and all the things, because I just admire you so much. You're just an absolute joy and so fun. So, guys, if you've not met Megan, go meet her at a run, because she'll be there. She'll probably be at the finish line. She's incredible. And speaking of finish lines, you're going to want to be there for the Bomb, which is coming up, and we talked about it in the podcast. You guys can go and sign up on Port City Pacers. You can also check it out in the run stores. There's flyers as well. So super excited that Meg is race director for that one. It's going to be an epic time. So can't wait to see you guys at the Bomb. And thank you, Megan, for putting on this race. It's going to be so much fun. And again, thank you for your story. You're absolutely incredible. And this podcast this month is powered by Run and Try Mobile. Guys, so excited that Aaron and his staff, they've said yes to believing in this podcast, and they provide premier fitting that includes proper measurement of the length and width of your foot. So many times people are wearing either too small of shoes or too big of shoes, and Aaron can fix that for you. They also do a gait analysis that is performed to identify potential foot issues that would keep you off the pavement or court. I have gotten my pickleball shoes from there, and they're amazing. And I just got some new topos from there because people on the podcast told me to go to Run and Try and get topos. So definitely check them out. And guys, have you ever been interviewed for the right shoes? Because that's what Aaron and his team, that's what they're going to do. They're going to find out all the information they can to get you in the best shoe depending on what your goals are. Whether it's playing pickleball, running, hitting the trails, hitting the gym, whatever it is, go there, go get fitted, and your life will change. That's what I say. A good pair of shoes will change your life. It's amazing. So thank you, Aaron and Run and Try, for believing in Run Your Story and powering up this podcast. And you guys are just so cool. So, all right, guys, get ready, get set, and go run with Megan and her Run Your Story. So excited! Oh, man. First of all, I'm going to try not to get emotional, because you know I absolutely love you. Absolutely love you to pieces. You're one of my favorite people, my favorite runner. We ran together. We have roomed together. We've done all the things.
We have.
And I just love and appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
You are such an amazing friend and mentor. You let me ask all kind of things when it comes to anything, especially Port City Pacers. Because for those that don't know, royalty, running royalty right here. We have Megan, who's the Port City Pacer president.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for all that you do for our community and for the Port City Pacers, and just, I mean, you know, I think the world of you. So we've been talking about this for a really long time.
We have. Probably 9-10 months a year. It's been a while.
And so I finally got you.
I'm here.
Let's do it. So excited. So what is your run story?
So my run story. I used to hate running.
Okay.
In high school and growing up, I was a dancer. Mm-hmm. I danced. And if we ever had to run, I may or may not have lied that I did. I would do anything I could to get out of it. I absolutely despised it. But when I was in college, my mom had to have heart surgery. And as she was recovering from that, one of the things that she decided she wanted to do was to start walking at Cottage Hill Park. So I had met her a couple times, and it was one of the days I didn't go with her that she ran into a former coworker of hers They had worked together when my mom was pregnant with me, and Darlene was pregnant with her son. We are the same age.
Wow.
And so Darlene was at the park running, walking, and so my mom struck up a conversation with her, hung out with her for a while, and Mom's like, Megan, I think you need to come with me the next time. You need to try it. I think you could do this. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I met Miss Darlene, and the rest is history. My very first race was the turkey trot. We trained. I would meet her in Midtown at the pizza place, Mellow Mushroom, on Tuesday night.
Okay.
And we would run Mellow Milers. And like I said, the first race was a turkey trot. And that was in 2012. And here we are. So, 10 plus years of doing this.
I did not know that.
So, turkey trot holds a special place.
Sure.
Unfortunately, Miss Darlene passed away with pancreatic cancer. But she was always a big supporter of Camp Rap-A-Hope. So, even though I cook Thanksgiving dinner, I get up and go turkey trot because that's important to me.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. For sure. So you crossed the finish line of the turkey trot. I want to know what was going through Megan's mind.
The first time?
Yeah.
So the very first time, I had dedicated it to a family friend of ours that has muscular dystrophy. And he will never come out of that wheelchair. And so, and I'm going to get emotional here. But the fact that he can't do it, so I can. And so his mantra has been never quit. And what a lot of people don't know is I have Harrison factor tattooed on my arm. And the Harrison factor means never quit. So anytime I do it, I think about that and Miss Darlene. And it's just my current 5K PR is a turkey trot.
Is it really?
It is. And when people say, oh, I got chills, I'm telling you, Darlene was yelling at me. You're almost there, Megan. You're almost there. And so it just, that's it for me.
So then did you get hit by the running bug? Were you like, I got to go run more?
Yes. So it started with a 5K. And then there was a 10K. And then there was a bunch more 5Ks. And, oh, you should do this. And that led to a half marathon. And then it led to a marathon. And it led to a bunch more half marathons. And some triathlons. And so that's where we are. Here we are today.
Yeah, here we are today.
It's a lot.
This is when we had first, we've known each other for a long time. But we actually did a couple of years ago the Brett Robinson triathlon.
Yes.
And didn't even realize it. And that we were like seconds apart from each other. That's probably it's like such a great memory.
Yes.
For me.
The running community is a family.
Oh, yeah.
And so I met people running at Mellow, running at Buffalo Wild Wings. And so they've enveloped you into this family. Oh, well, you should do this with us. We're going to try to do this. And that's how I got involved with Port City Pacers. I was meeting at Mellow, and Kathy and Fritz Randall kind of ran the Mellow Milers with the tracking at the time. And so I would often have dinner with them. And, oh, well, you should come to Buffalo Wild Wings on Wednesdays. So Tuesday night runs, then there was Wednesday nights. And, oh, well, we're having this race. Well, lo and behold, this was 8K by the Bay. My company was sponsoring it, and I got a free entry, so I was doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And so I had walked up to speak to Kathy and Fritz, and Jonathan Dick, the current president, happened to be standing there, and I opened my big fat mouth, and I said, well, if there's ever anything y'all need help with, and that was it. I got involved with the Pacers. I jumped in head first, and I became the race director of BOM. And here we are.
And here we are.
I've done various things, and here we are.
Dude, I love this so much.
It comes full circle with this. So.
I absolutely love that so much. So let's talk about some lessons that you've learned from running.
You're way stronger than you think you are. A lot of it is your body can accomplish way more than what you think it can. A lot of the hesitation is strictly in your mind. Yeah. Your body knows what to do. But your mind is what second guesses yourself. That's the big lesson for me. Yeah. And I need to train more. So it's an inside joke with a lot of people. Megan doesn't train very well. She just goes and does things. But Mind over matter.
Yeah.
Mind over matter. So.
I do like our conversations. Like, how's training going? This is on both sides, by the way. We'll be like,
yeah,
yeah,
it's not.
It's not. All right, let's talk about what is your favorite race?
My favorite race. Like I said, Turkey Trot holds a special place. But aside from that, I think my favorite race is Battleship 12K. There's something about the patriotism. My grandfather was a Navy vet. It's just something about coming across that bridge. And it's just, I don't know. I've ran every Battleship 12K since the beginning. And it is one of my all-time favorites. So
I agree. Oh, man.
There's nothing like it. For people that, just pass through town, they will ask. I have some coworkers that they vacation to Pensacola, and they say, "What's the deal with that ship out there?" And I'm like, "Well, it's not just a ship. It was a Navy destroyer. I mean, it's a warship."
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. It's running into that park, and I love it.
Oh,
love
absolutely.
it.
Oh, man, absolutely. What does your pre-race routine look like?
There's not one. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
I don't usually eat the same thing. I'm not real big on warming up. I might stretch a little bit, but that's about it. I don't have a set, probably should. Something I should do. But I don't really have a set, like, I do this before every race. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. Again, the reason why we're so compatible is because this is conversations we've had where we're like, yeah, we should probably get on that. That'd be great. Yeah. Cross the finish line. What does your post-race routine look like?
Give me my Diet Coke. Give me my Diet Coke. Aside from that, hang out with everybody. I like to enjoy the atmosphere of what's going on. So, but I need that Diet Coke.
And we have gone to your car.
Yes.
And you have gotten your Diet Coke. Yeah.
I'm always prepared.
What is your favorite absolute running item? You will not go run without it.
My headphones. My headphones that have failed me recently. It's running for me. My job is stressful. I'm an accountant for a large corporation, and it's my escape. I can turn that music on and I can go to another place. I've solved many work issues out running because I'm in another zone and I can clear my mind. So
get out of here.
The headphones. I just have to keep them from dying again. Not sure what's going on with my electronics, but
I'm laughing because it was farm to fork.
yes.
Yeah, and someone had gotten new headphones
Yes.
and had not trained with the new headphones.
No.
And was like, how do I use these headphones? And I was like, Megan. We learned, though. We learned, yes.
Not sure what the failure was the last race, but we learned.
Oh, I love our stories. Running shoes.
Today, Brooks Glycerins. Tomorrow might be a different answer. Today, that's what it is today.
Because you have a funky foot injury.
I have
that we're still trying to figure out.
Yes, my foot is not happy with me, and so right now glycerins are working. So we'll keep with those, and when it doesn't, we'll switch to something else. That's all I can do.
Which, by the way, your new glycerins are top notch, cute as can be.
My sister got me those for Christmas, so she did good.
Yeah, I was like, look at those fancy kicks.
They're very bright.
They were. Running fuel for the long runs. How do you fuel?
I like Honey Stinger gummies and the waffles. I'm not a goo or a gel person. Just not my thing.
Yeah.
But I tend to like the Honey Stinger. The gummies are probably my favorites.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
very nice. Favorite running memory?
favorite running memory. I'm going to say it's something that happened recently at Louisiana. So, been dealing with issues with my foot. Knew that the half was going to be a struggle for me, but I was doing it. And Keith Evans, we passed each other, and he's like, Megan, you're almost there. If this was easy, everybody would do it. And that's our running community for you. Somebody that's killing himself to Boston qualify, which he did.
Yeah.
But he's still giving support and encouragement to someone else along the way. So,
and also the guy that hates running.
The guy that hates running. So, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So. And of course, we passed each other on that bridge at mile 12.
Oh, that was
brutal. It was a needed encouragement there.
Absolutely.
So.
Oh, I love that. Besides a Diet Coke, you cross the finish line. Is there something that you're like, I now want to eat this?
No.
Okay.
I've never been one that, I need to eat this before a race and this. I mean, obviously, I love carbs every day of the week, so before a race is not a stretch to have some more carbs. But no, not really.
Okay.
No. Just food, 90% of the time. Just some food.
You talked about your headphones being your favorite piece of running items. So what are your running jams?
I have a very eclectic taste in music. I can go from a musical to some country to hardcore rap to rock and roll. Just sometimes I make a playlist based on my mood. For Louisiana, there was some Alicia Keys and some Mary J. Blige. But other times, I just let YouTube make a playlist for me, and I just, whatever's my mood at the moment is, what I do. The longer runs, I tend to do some high intensity music with some slower stuff. 5K, it's pretty upbeat the entire way if I make something. So
I gotcha. I like it. Okay. A little just mixture of everything.
It is.
Gotcha. Favorite recovery tool?
My out-of-day gun.
Okay.
It's very evil at times, but it's worth it in the very end. So
I gotcha. I agree. I'm with you there. Favorite cross-training activity?
Dancing. And I like to swim, but like I said, I mentioned I danced for many years, and I take an adult dance class once a week. It's cardio.
Yeah.
We stretch. I think she forgot we were not young kids this past week, but you work lots of different muscles. So.
I love it. That's fun. What is a race that you're like, I don't think I'll go back and run that?
Probably not necessarily the race itself, but the race and the atmosphere at the time. But the holiday half, the year it snowed, that was very brutal. Which we've moved holiday.
Yeah,
we've moved holiday half, but that was the Mullet Point run, and it was 20 degrees outside. And I had worked packet pickup that morning, and I had stood out there in the cold and then thought it was a really good idea to go run 13 miles. And so that was probably, like, if there's ever a point where I thought about quitting in a race, that was it. Because it was just brutally cold. You had been standing out in it. I don't know that I felt my feet very much. So that's probably the most beautiful course. But just those conditions that time was just...
Wow.
Aside from that, I don't know if I really ever thought, no, I would never do this again.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah.
What
is a piece of advice that you would give to somebody that wants to start running?
You do you. It's all about, yes, running is a competitive sport for some. For people like me who, I don't do it to win a medal or to place in an age group. I do it for my mental health. And for me, it's, well, can I do better than I did last time? So I don't compare myself to anyone but myself. And so I think that's the nice thing about some of this is you really can do it just for you. You don't need to worry about, well, am I going to fit this set of standards? So it takes all kinds. So
I absolutely love that. And we're on the same boat there. Goals, my friend?
Goals. I was recently looking back at some history on my Garmin app, and 2019 was a good year for me. And I think I would like to get back to regularly running during the week and getting some more PRs and doing that. I would like to PR my half marathon, have a goal in mind, and just different things.
I love it. Mantra for when you want to quit, for when you want to turn around at that half. What do you tell yourself?
Just keep going. Never quit.
Yeah.
That's really I don't know that I can adequately describe the role that Never Quit plays. But for those that don't know, people with muscular dystrophy, they can't, at this point, Harrison can do basically nothing for himself. If he has an itch, he really can't pick his hand up to scratch his face. So it could be worse. I'm lucky that I get to come out here and do this. So my complaining that I signed up for this and is really so very inconsequential to anything that someone else may be facing. So,
and I want to say this about you, which I know you're going to be like, Allison, I can't believe you said that. But you are one of the most kindest, considerate runners. And I say that because we've ran several times together. And there's been times where there was one specific time where there was this lady that was by herself. And you were like, you know what, let's keep an eye on her, because they were already packing up and everything for the runners coming back. And there was no course support. And so we'd run a little bit, then we'd turn around, walk, and make sure that, and I just was like, this was such a cool, that run, even though it was hot.
It was hot.
That made that such a special memory for me, because one, we were getting to hang out even more, because I was like, poor Megan, she's going to be so sick of me. But I don't know, I just was like, this person cares more about this person behind us than about trying to set a PR. And I just thought that was such a cool moment. And so thank you for letting me be a part of that. But thank you for, again, you have such an amazing heart. And again, I'm just so fortunate that I get to like pal around with you and run with you and these things. But you really do, like, you open up your home to people. And I don't know, it just was like, wow, like, again, that was just
and I really did that not even thinking what I was doing. But I would hope that if I was ever in that situation, there would be someone.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it was hot. It was really hot.
Yeah.
And what you don't want to hear is, well, the last runner passed out and wasn't found for, I just, no.
Yeah.
If I was close enough to her, the time we knew going in, we weren't going to have that. This wasn't going to be a PRing race. So it didn't really matter to me, you know, what the time was, because I was more concerned, like, everybody needs to finish this.
Yeah. Which I love that. I just, again, that was such a beautiful, it was hot, but the fact that you cared more about this other person, that was amazing. So, I love you so much. Your heart's just absolutely incredible. See, I knew it was coming. What has been your favorite length to run? Whether it's a training run or whether it's a race. You're like, ooh, I get to go run this.
I like half marathons.
Okay.
I probably have, me and Erica were talking about this the other day, and I need to go back and count how many, but I probably have done close to 40, if not more, half marathons.
Wow.
It's just something about 5K serve a purpose, 10K serve a purpose.
Sure.
But you can get into a zone, to me, I can with the half, that, yes, it's hard. But I don't know, it's just something, I don't know, I really like them a lot.
Yeah. Clearly. Let's talk about your race that's coming up, which I'm very excited about. It's the Battle of Mobile Bay.
Yes.
Or AKA the Bomb. So how did this race get started?
So, and I don't know the exact number of years, but 25 plus years ago.
Okay.
A lovely lady on Dauphin Island started this race to raise money for funding or for different things that Fort Gaines needed.
Okay.
And it's been going ever since. What people don't know is the actual Battle of Mobile Bay was a fall battle, not a winter race. However, we have a competing race that happens in the fall, and so we run the Bomb in the spring or February. But all the proceeds go to Fort Gaines. If anybody's ever at Fort Gaines, there is a plaque, if not more than one, that lists the different donations that the Pacers have, the proceeds from the runs. And Melinda will tell you what has been purchased, you know, how they've used the money. And so I've always loved Fort Gaines. I can remember as a little kid going on field trips, and I like it.
Yeah. And it's a different race because it's a little more trail than actual road.
You do have a little bit of gravel. And how many races do you go to that they started with a Civil War cannon?
Right.
That's a lot of races start with cannons, but you can't say that it started with a Civil War cannon.
And it's a historical site.
It is a historical site. So
how fun. And that's so cool, the history of it. Like, I didn't know that. I love that. Let's talk about if somebody wants to sign up for the race. How do they go about doing that?
Events.com.
Okay.
There's a registration link for Bomb, or I believe it's under Battle of Mobile Bay. You can also go to Port City Pacers website, and there's a link there with a registration form, as well as it'll take you directly to the event link. And you can always register on site day of the event.
Okay. And for those that don't know, you can also go to the Run Your Story page. The very first page pops up Port City Pacers, because you guys are powering the podcast this month. Shout out to Port City Pacers. And so you click on that and it takes you straight to Port City Pacers, where you can find all the cool events that are coming up.
Yep.
Dude, that's going to be so much fun. And people can also volunteer as well. So there's always that.
We always need volunteers.
So if you have nothing to do on, when is it?
Saturday, February 17th.
There we go.
Dauphin Island.
Dauphin Island. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Even the Dauphin Island safety personnel. He usually runs the race.
What?
He runs the race every year.
How cool is that?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. I love that. When you're not running, what do you like to do? Besides Port City Pacers and being race director for the Bomb.
I'm involved with the Chili Cook-Off Committee, so raising money for American Cancer Society. I enjoy taking my dance classes, and I help my sister with her dance studio. That's about it.
Yeah, you stay busy.
I do. I do.
Any final words of wisdom, my friend?
Just believe in yourself. If you can believe, you can achieve. I know that sounds corny, but really, if someone would have told me 12 years ago that I would have ran 30 plus half marathons and a marathon and a triathlon, I would have been like, you're crazy.
Right, yeah.
And so never underestimate yourself and what you can do and what you can accomplish. It's, no matter what, you are accomplishing something just by getting up out of bed and going, whether it's to an event, to the park, to your driveway, to your backyard. It's more than a lot of people do. So.
Absolutely. Again, thank you, Megan, one, for your friendship, but what you do for our running community. You are, and I'll also say this, if people don't know you, they need to get to know you, because you are so fun and you care so much about our running community, and you're such an advocate for so many different types of runners. And again, you just love the running community.
I do. It's a special place. So thanks again for having me.
Absolutely. Oh, so much fun. Thank you, Megan, so much for your run story and for sharing such that sweet story with Keith Evans. He's amazing. Just so encouraging and cheering. And that's another thing I love about this running community, is just the encouragement that one another gives. And that's just such a great memory. And so I appreciate you sharing that, Megan. And also about the importance of, we are stronger than we think we are, but also don't compare yourself with others. That was so good, and I appreciate you reminding us of that, and just so important, especially as we're in the run season and so many of us are coming off from injuries or sickness or whatever. And so it's so great to remember that this is your own journey and it's not someone else's. And Megan, that was just absolutely beautiful. So thank you, my friend. Thank you for all that you do, again, for our community with Port City Pacers. And I mean, girl, you just go nonstop, and I just love that about you. You're just so fun, and I highly encourage everyone, go meet Megan if you don't know her. She's absolutely phenomenal and just one of the best humans that I know. So thank you again, Megan, and thank you again for your story. It's absolutely incredible. And again, guys, go check out our friends at Run and Try. Aaron and his staff, they'll get you guys fitted, and they'll help you play better, run better, be in those trails longer, whatever it is that you want to do. Definitely go check them out. Mention Run Your Story, guys. Let them know that, hey, we're so thankful that you support this podcast, and we appreciate them so much for powering up this podcast this month and believing in Run Your Story and sharing your stories with the community, because they are that impactful. They are amazing. Don't forget to like, share, and comment this podcast. You're going to want to, because Megan is amazing. Also, don't forget to check out the registration for the Bomb. Not too late to register. Come hang out with us. It's going to be the bomb. See what I did there? Puns. Amazing. Always a shout out to Mars Hill Church for giving us such a safe place to be able to sit and just tell our stories, because it's a vulnerable time and it's not easy. And so even when you're with somebody that you know and you hang out with, still you're telling your story and you're putting it out there, and that's a lot. So thank you so much to Mars Hill Church. Also, thank you to Greg Gaillard and Gaillard Tech Services. Update that website, create an existing one. Greg Gaillard from Gaillard Tech Services, he's got you. So He does such a great job with Run Your Story and with editing our podcast, and imagine what he can do for you. So you can also check him out online and on the Facebook page and Instagram. He is also there. And thank you again to our Patreon supporters. You guys make this possible, and we love you so much. And we cannot thank you enough because we know it costs to create a podcast. So thank you for making this possible. You guys are rock stars, and just love you so much. Again, guys, thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you for believing in our run stories. They're absolutely amazing, and for sharing them because, man, they are so beautiful and worth being shared. So there's so much to learn. All right, guys, until next time, go run your story because every story needs to be heard.